Conor McGregor going to the inauguration of Donald Trump on the same bus as Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and their mother.
To the inauguration here. couple best friends. That's how we do it. I'm gonna kill him. Your hands off Pam. Yo, that's crazy. That's my mom.
There was talks of Logan Paul and Conor McGregor doing a boxing match in India later this year.
When Donald J. Trump is sworn in as the 47th President of the United States, the great comeback story begins and our country starts winning again. Thank you, America!
Islam Makhachev's manager says that the UFC has a completely different plan for Islam, which does not include Oliveira, Arman, or Ilya, but it's an unpredictable sport and you don't know what could happen. If those options are off the table, maybe it's fighting for a second belt in the welterweight division, which is what Islam wants to do. Kamaru Usman thinks that Makhachev should move up to 170 and whip Belal Muhammad. This whole notion of Belal training with them. No, I'm moving up. I'm whipping him. I'm taking that belt. Usman hasn't fought since that Hamzat Chimaev fight. That was at 185 pounds. Possible opponents for Usman include Ian Gary, Joaquin Buckley, and Sean Brady. Those three guys don't have a fight. JDM and Leon Edwards are fighting next. Shavkat and Belal are fighting next for the belts. Sean Strickland doing a little woodworking 3 weeks out from his fight with DDP in Sydney.
So guys, I always thought woodworking was kind of gay. It's kind of like, oh, I'm not really about that shit. But then my girlfriend got really pissed off at me and hiding in the garage working on this. And it's kind of nice.
A lot of people aren't satisfied with this main card. The main and co-main event are title fights, which is good, but then they have 6 unranked fighters on the main card pay-per-view. Justin Tafa versus Talishan Teixeira, Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato, and Jake Matthews versus Francisco Prado. So this is a big drop-off from UFC 311. So they're kind of screwing the Sydney, Australia fans a little bit with this one, but they do have a lot of local Australian fighters on the card, like Tafa, Crute, Matthews, and several on the prelims. It's not really a pay-per-view, more like a fight night card on par with the fight night card a week earlier in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Dan Hooker says, Daddy can't buy you a backbone to Arman Tsarukyan about him pulling out of his UFC 311 fight with Islam Makhachev. So taking a shot at him regarding him pulling out of that fight due to back injury. Dan Hooker is going to be taking on Justin Gaethje in the co-main event of UFC 313. 5-round co-main event March 8th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Main event is Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev for the light heavyweight title. Paddy Pimblett was saying that Moicano shouldn't have tapped out. He should have just blacked out and went out on his shield against Islam Makhachev. Paddy Pimblett talking shit. Let me tell you something. You're going to tap when we fight. You're never going to get a short notice fight in your life. Imagine 1 day's notice. I'm not talking shit, Anato. I'm talking facts. You tap like 2 seconds like a bitch. Only chance you'll ever get to be a UFC world champion. You quit like an absolute sausage. I'd make you quit just like Islam did. Take it easy, brother. The judges are not going to help you this time. Talking about his fight with Jared Gordon. Everyone thought he lost that fight. The judges gave it to Paddy, though. Paddy did look good in his last fight, though, against Bobby Green. Choked him out in the first round. 22-3 record. It's a good record, but he has not fought the level of competition as Hamanato Moicano has. 26-1 record, but against fighting really good guys. Islam Makhachev on a day's notice. He fought RDA on short notice. He's fought Fazeev, Korean Zombie, Jose Aldo, Akaba Swanson, Calvin Kattar, Brian Ortega, Jeremy Stevens. So a lot better competition for Renato Moicano, but that's the fight to make. Number 13 in the lightweight division, Paddy Pimblett against number 10, Renato Moicano in the lightweight division. It's good for Moicano. He lost a fight, but it looks like he has another fight possibly scheduled if this does happen. And he took no damage in the Islam Makhachev fight. Taken down, choked, tapped, no damage, so he's ready to go right away. Paddy had a gym fight with Dennis Frimpong, who was talking trash with him online, and he got him in a choke, and after he tapped, he didn't let go. Some people criticize Paddy for that, but Frimpong doesn't care. To everyone talking, not letting go of the choke, chill out, it's an effing choke. I didn't even go unconscious. It was a straightener scrap. I went fully expecting that if I got caught in a choke, he was going to try and put me out. So he doesn't have a problem with it. He fights for the Octagon MMA organization. Mauricio Shogun Hua signs with the GFL. Yoel Romero signs with the GFL. He's also fighting for Mike Perry's Dirty Boxing organization. Justine Kish signs with the GFL. She once crapped herself in the UFC Octagon. Some guy's not happy with the PFL posting stuff, though. I ask you, please remove this post. I'm a contractor for another organization. I didn't sign anything with you. That's Matoush Bufa. Tariq Ishmael says that he's still signed with the PFL. And Stephen Costello says, I received a contract, never signed. February 8th, I fight for the undisputed Eternal MMA welterweight title. That's in 18 days on UFC Fight Pass. Peyton Talbot posted this after his first defeat in MMA to Ione Barcelos. Nonetheless, good learning experience for Peyton Talbot. It shows he needs to work on his takedown defense and ability to get back up when taken down. He doesn't have too many fights on his record, so it's not surprising that he has holes in his game. It would be beneficial for him to train at some other gyms, though. He's in a smaller gym in Reno, Nevada right now. He's probably the best guy in that training room, so going to other gyms with high-level experience, well-rounded fighters would probably develop his game a lot more so he could have more learning experiences in the training room as opposed to inside the octagon. Former Bellator welterweight champion Yaroslav Amosov says he has fight news coming soon. He's no longer with Bellator. Bellator is no more. He's no longer with the PFL either. He has his sights set on fighting for the UFC.
Khabib believed Umar might have won his fight against Merab at UFC 311. During the announcement, Khabib reached for the belt before the decision was officially read, possibly misunderstanding the, and still, phrase as referring to undefeated fighters rather than defending champions. He appeared visibly distraught after the fight, and DC later mentioned that Khabib had asked him if Umar had won, to which DC replied no.
Friday, you got a One Championship show, 170 from the Impact Arena in Bangkok. There's no UFC on Saturday, but there is BKFC Knucklemania. It's going to be a good card. Eddie Alvarez versus Jeremy Stevens in the main event. Should be an entertaining fight, as will the co-main event, a heavyweight contest between Ben Rothwell and Mick Terrell. You also have Rawlings versus Starling on that card. Also on Saturday, the PFL Road to Dubai Champion Series, Usman Nurmagomedov versus Paul Hughes. Good fight for the lightweight title. Khabib will be in the corner of Usman Nurmagomedov. Co-main event is Vadim Nemkov versus Tim Johnson. Before that fight is Magomedov versus Kelly. Thanks for watching. If you want to support the channel and leave a PayPal donation, you can on the main page of this channel.